Welcome to Talking Football, Talking Soccer with Ezra, Tshisa, and guests here. As usual, I have O'Brien, the Scouser. As you can see, all the excitement gone, all that hype. Last week he was bubbling, this and that. Then there's a Ghana Utai.
Hello.
Greetings, gentlemen. How are you?
You're
So,
Well,
sorry,
very well.
sorry about the show. You know what? There's a curfew here, so I was on my way. Kunapa, after going through the soldiers negotiating, driving all the way. That's a thing and Kai. So, how are you anyway?
Very well, thank you.
I'm
Very
all
nice.
right, thank you. How is that side?
Thai is a neutral. A lot of
Ah,
talk last week. A lot of talk. People screaming. Liverpool gonna bulldoze or gonna rip apart Manchester United. Manchester United fans as well. The tails up. Everyone is so excited, and only to witness a drab match, a very boring match. It
What a
nils
dull
zero
game that
goal.
we witnessed, Ezra. What
Lento
did
Mazipho.
Iguxagelan? It was nothing at all. There was nothing. I think the only
Yeah.
chances that I saw, it was two chances from Man United, the one from Pogba and the one other one from Fernandes. It was but the game it didn't live up to the expectations.
Yeah, maybe we want to hear from O'Brien himself. He said, "Watch this space. Come Tuesday next week." This is why I was excited to come and do this show. Next week. Any news, Mr. Kausa? Let
I
us know.
think to say it was a poor game is doing
And then no matter
injustice to
who,
football.
because actually there was a bet last week. I don't know where Malume is today.
I
Because there was
drove really better yakona umalume la ubalekile ubonile da.
no, but when you said it won't be a draw, you said it
I
won't be
am
a draw.
until we're going to win. Isuka by draw. No, but I think at the end of the day, to say it was a boring match shows your bias and your hatred of such a good team such as Liverpool.
Are
I
you
think
serious?
in all fairness, it was an okay game. Liverpool started well, but we all know where the problems lie. Liverpool can't seem to get behind most defenders now. It's becoming a problem where the front three can't get behind defenders as well as they used to. When Firmino got behind defenders, he missed chances, so that didn't quite help. I think those guys are tired. That's it. We've
Where's
got
that?
the front three, that whole front three. We've got to consider they've played 4 years on the trot now. This is their fourth year playing football on the
When,
trot.
when, when Ty said Liverpool, they will get Liverpool because Liverpool is getting fatigued. You refused. You said no chance.
No. The
Liverpool.
front is I want so a combination of factors. And the front three, I think they're tired. But you also put in the factor that we've lost
Do you
Fabinho and
remember?
Henderson to
No.
midfield.
Do you remember? Do you remember Ty telling you what Liverpool get tired? They are using
Uthai and
four players in
my
office.
training methods. It's like training methods, blah blah blah. The whole team. The front three can be fatigued. That I can give into because really, if you take a step back, that with that season where Liverpool nearly won the league, and then with the Champions League season where we went to the final, then went back to the Champions League again, then of course we ended up winning the league. So it's been a gruesome 3 to 4 years, and those guys have played relentlessly. The midfield has been rotated a lot, and I think the balance losing Fabinho is starting to tell now in that midfield.
I anticipated that the levels will drop at some point because you can't stay up there consistent maybe for 4 or 5 seasons because Liverpool have been dominating to play in that high tempo football for quite some few years now. I was anticipating that the levels will drop, the dip will come, but at the same time, I need to commend them for not losing that game because of the makeshift defense that they had. I was expecting, because last week, if you remember, I said Manchester, and I predicted that win for Man United because I was thinking of Marcus Rashford and what's this young guy from France, this speedy guy. So I thought they would trap Fernandes, the makeshift defense of Liverpool of Henderson and Fabinho. So I didn't see any runs from Marcus Rashford, any trappling. So
But you see,
I
this
was
is the thing.
disappointed by the Manchester United, actually.
This is the thing. When you look at that game, you see two things. Personally, I see two things. First of all, the fact that you had Henderson and Fabinho actually worked well for us because they got higher up the pitch and intercepted things quickly.
You're lucky,
No,
Brian.
they
You're lucky.
got higher up
You're
because
very
they
lucky.
intercepted things quickly. Right?
You're very lucky
Honestly,
that
other
the
than
Pogba-
Fernandes'
Pogba-
chance, other than the
Hey,
Fernandes chance
Pogba,
and the
the
Pogba
Pogba
one,
chance.
there was nothing else, especially from Martial and Radford. Nothing neutralized. As for Bruno Fernandes, we don't even talk about him because he wasn't in the game. As far as I'm concerned, Bruno was at home watching TV, eating ice cream. He wasn't even there.
Okay, let's hear from Umanumu, who you owe 40. Is this 40 pounds?
Yeah, don't owe Malume anything. Malume na
Aye.
siyadliwa. Uthe
Brian.
siyadliwa, asidliwanga.
Aye, Brian, if you go right,
asidliwanga.
Mana phela Brian, if you go test we better. Sports betting, if it's in the event of a tie, an away team is regarded as a win. So udliwe, badala.
Hayi, ando usubuya amarules eCanada. Mina ngikhuluma amarules angapha.
Anyway,
50 cents yakho.
Can you sum up the game?
Anyway, my analysis on that game is that Manchester United was the better team of the day in my view, and which is Kulume a makeshift defense for Liverpool. It's unfair. We cannot say it was a makeshift defense. It was it was a full-fledged first team here Liverpool that played.
Correct.
And they managed to defend. Brother. They managed to defend, and Manchester United failed to put away two clear chances. And the man of the match, in my opinion, was the Manchester United goalkeeper.
Oh, correct. 100 Popeye. I
mean Liverpool goalkeeper. I'm sorry. I mean Liverpool goalkeeper was the man of the match, not Manchester United. I'm sorry.
All right.
All right. Yes, you are correct that Liverpool goalkeeper was the man of the match. Okay, let me get another scout. Trevor is also from Canada. He's a guy who is crazy in love with Liverpool. Sometimes this guy, a long time ago, he used to be Ghana, but because the glory seekers went to Liverpool.
I never. Tina Oma Pataleli school fees now supporting any team apart the Liverpool. You know, so I've been a scouser from day one. You know.
So what do you think of the game? You played poorly. Surely you're lucky not to drop all.
Yeah, like come on. You know, the writing is on the wall. Manga, like something is missing with those front three. We can say Ujota, we need him, but as far as the chemistry between those three, I agree with you. They've overstayed the chemistry. Like over 4 years, something is going to change. It just looks like they're not creative. Like Osala Gumela pass because this guy pass. Like it's just very something is missing that unifies that. I know one of them has to go.
So you agree with the first half that they are fatigued, they are tired?
I wouldn't say tired. I think they are lacking creativity. I don't want to say they're tired. So fatigue is not an excuse. I think mentally maybe, but not physically.
When you play too many games, sometimes you get tired, you know.
I still maintain Fabinho. I still maintain Fabinho is our problem because one thing we don't have anymore is someone who wins the ball higher up and reads the game higher up, releases them quickly. You'll find that even Trent, even Robo,
that excuse,
even
because
Robo,
Manchester
Trent, they don't want to go up. They were
making all manner of injury excuses for them. Let's see we point to that deficit. Like when our midfielders are playing defense, and we still dominate the game.
With no holding. Remember, we had not even one holding midfielder. We had no defensive midfielder on the
pitch. You're trying to give some silly excuses. You played poorly.
How did we play? Honestly, how did we play poorly? Especially first half, we controlled that game. We just didn't score.
That's where I disagree. We played poorly. because I never at one time thought we were close to scoring, right?
No.
But Manchester United looked more dangerous than us. Like that's
no, come on, guys.
If
better
you look
than
at
this.
If you look at Liverpool's games, which is the previous game against Southampton, it looked like even if you played for 2 days, that game you never score. Even against Man United again, it was the same thing.
Not look
So I think
you have to tell the truth. Like something is coming.
But let's analyze it. Just to say, I want to play it poor. We analyze into see what have teams adopted?
Right.
Teams have adopted to come narrow, right against Liverpool. First things,
listen, if it was not for your goalkeeper, Manchester United were gonna clobber you.
Katimanji, what's his role again?
What's the man of the match? He's Sam.
More than anything else.
I wish we had that keeper. What's the name of that keeper from West Ham? What's the name of that keeper? Adrian on that day.
More than anything else, that game was a reflection on how poor Manchester United are, rather than Liverpool. I think for what we are at the moment, first half, the only thing we missed was a goal. And Firmino had 2 great chances, where one, he decided he wants to kick it to row G, right by the corner, instead of giving it to Robinson. Second one, he decided he wants to put it up to row H, just over the bar. We had the chances were there, he just didn't convert.
So, Brian, will you say your squad is thin? Your squad is thin so that they can't cope with all these...
No, it's not the squad is
missing.
Thin. It's not that the squad is thin. It's the balance of the squad. Right now, we have 2 recognized central holding defensive midfielders, Henderson and Fabinho, that can play that role competitively, right? And those guys are the ones that are playing centre back. Now, what we don't have is someone that can win, and then we play a high line. And now what we don't have with that high line is someone that can win the ball.
Where the backup back for? Because in most teams, you have 4 central defenders.
Like, we're really missing goals. Like, at the end of the day, it's not like our defense has been leaking ever since Van Dijk left. We're missing goals. Like,
but how do Liverpool get their goals? That's one thing. It's the breakup of play, then the release quickly, which is not happening at the moment.
So
even the fullbacks are tentative. They don't want to go forward that much.
Listen here, Brian. You can get a million excuses. Trev,
we lost.
Trev, O'Brien can get a million excuses. Manchester United were a better side on the day. I agree to that. Southampton were also a better side.
3 points.
So can I jump in there as well? Liverpool did try to pose threat, but even Maguire played a very good game. Let's not take that away from him. He shut those guys down like crazy. Maguire.
The problem with everybody defends so deep against us and overloads, but we have no counter to that.
That one is hard. Honestly, that one is hard. Even Manchester United against Burnley, they had to rely on a mistake, which was a deflection. That one is hard when teams get narrow and just sit back 11 men behind the ball, which I think, again, is a poor reflection on Manchester United. It just shows that Manchester United, if they can't beat a team that had no central defensive midfielder, had 4 attackers on the field, right?
Come on, Brian. You cannot say that. Bro. Manchester United is at the top of the list. It's at the top, and you're still saying they're a poor team. Come on, give them something.
You know.
You can't do that.
You know, that PE teacher of a coach, it only takes 2-3 losses. Come on.
Okay. Okay. I can see people usually they are crying. A lot of people lost their money because they always thought Liverpool at home would beat Manchester United, but we finally discovered that they were pathetic. Let's be honest. We've never seen Liverpool playing that rubbish game. I've known them for 3 seasons playing good football, but that day they couldn't string about 5 passes. Let's be honest.
But first half with like 60%. Actually, what is the percentage? Come on, Ezra.
It doesn't matter, Brian.
It doesn't matter. Together. They couldn't string passes together. You're better than this. Come on, have you let it out from your chest that Liverpool is rubbish and you finally won a game? Let it out. It's like therapy. Let it out.
Let me ask you one thing. If ball possession is playing 1-2-1-2, Arsenal, when they were playing rapid football, playing at the back, they were dominating with the ball possession. Ball possession meaning having the ball. When you're playing in your own half, when you're playing in your own half, passing balls like that, then you call it.
Wait, look at even the heat map. Look at the heat map for a good 60, 70 minutes. Manchester United didn't even play the football in Liverpool's half.
You go and watch it again.
Even the heat map says that.
Go and watch it again.
Oh, come on. You're better than this, guys. Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Yeah, this topic of Man United and Liverpool.
Let's move on. Salah, which Manchester United didn't win. Liverpool still unbeaten at home. We'll take that.
Just a quick one because I wanted us to talk about this Zimbabwe thing, this Jojo thing. But let's come to Manchester City, guys. I think Manchester City, they are back. If they win the outstanding game against Villa, they're on top. And when they're on top, we have problems. I think Umarume once said, let's not rule out Manchester City. Despite that, Brian was said, or was it Umarume what was it to Manchester City? But
I've always maintained that Manchester City are the biggest strength to English football.
Yeah,
because once they get things going, it's over.
Manchester City. What are you saying today, Malum? Are you there?
Baba, sorry about that. My daughter was trying to call me here. I lost that.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that you told us that Manchester City, they can't, they are missing, they are not the same anymore. The squad is gone. Look at how they're coming up now.
You know what? We always said Pep Guardiola needed to sort out a few things there with regards to his strike force. After Ishuga Aguero was not firing. And he sorted that. And we are seeing a team that's coming back together. And I mean, we've always known Guardiola is a good coach, and he was always going to fix that issue. So, I mean, I'm not surprised that they are playing the way they are playing now. So, you know, they've put themselves in a position to be title contenders again. They might win it. Who knows?
Very strong Manchester City side. I think they've gone quite a number of games without even any defeat. Okay, the quick one. Gunners, the people's team are back, Ty. I'm sure Omar Mutamu, Ateta's friend, is there.
Yeah, I heard him say Ateta, in Ateta we trust. I said, Malum.
I'm the only one who has faith in Ateta, who sees what Ateta is doing. Lina Longa Livon, and I told you guys, till the season end, we will be here, and I will be still sitting here telling you guys to watch what Ateta is doing.
Yeah, but
I don't dispute that, but what I can say is he changed things a little bit, and then it's working for him. But the question still remains. I still feel like the team is being pulled by those youngsters.
And
you still remain.
Ty. Come on, Brian, can you give it to him? Come on, Ty. Give it to him, Brian. Come on, man.
Because I agree with him when it comes to the youngsters part, 100%.
That team is being pulled and dragged by those youngsters. Ezra is doing a marvelous job.
Let me help you there, Mta. Let me help you there. He was stubborn to introduce Smith Rowe.
Yes.
After that number 10, he introduced Smith Rowe, he started winning. He was stubborn. But he changed.
Because what I feel like Ezra is, I feel like he still got the faith in those his veterans, which is Willian and Pepe. Every time he puts those, he put those guys, the standards drop so low.
So, Ty, what is it that you want? If he plays those veterans that are not good enough, you complain. If he plays the youngsters, you complain. What do you want him to do? He's got a team that is sort of finding balance right now. He's got youngsters and senior players.
I see he's got favoritism. He's biased towards those guys that he still wants them to play. So he should because people have been calling for these boys for a long time. They've been calling for these boys. Everybody has been asking.
And when
he's playing them, you're crying. And you're crying when he's not playing them. They call for them, he plays them, you complain. I don't know what you guys. You need to understand this. Let me show you something. Arteta has a system that is trying to play, and in that system, he's got specific players that he wants to play the type of game that he's playing. That's what Arteta is doing, and he's introducing the youngsters at the right time. He cannot play all youngsters. He can, and so that's why he's got 3 players, youngsters now, who are doing well and surrounded by senior players. They are performing at the level they are performing because of the other senior players around them. Otherwise, no let them reserve
All right. Okay, Madam. Right, I understand what you are saying. Can I ask you, Trevor, what do you think? Because Gunners are only 13 points behind Manchester at the top. Arsenal in with a shout for the title. It's only 13 points.
These are people who were dancing with relegation not too long ago. So I don't know that.
But where was Manchester? Where was Manchester before United? Manchester United was number 3 from the bottom, and now they're top.
I was not one of those people who was quick to punish Arteta. I just figured that he had to figure things out over the long run. So I think they played well this weekend, especially how they played. Was it Newcastle?
Yeah.
Compared to how we played them.
Umarume might be proven right. Let's not rule out Arteta. Arsenal is there. It's only 13 points from the top. We might even, when you play Manchester United and you play Liverpool, we're almost there at the top because we beat 2 teams. We beat Liverpool, we beat Manchester United.
It's good because with the party back and these players back, I think we're gonna see something coming up there. I'm really happy with what is happening now, because we are not bashing Arteta just for the sake of it. We are seeing that is what we are seeing. He wasn't seeing the same thing. Now he's come to join us to see what we're seeing. He has come to us.
You were saying he must go.
Now. Yeah,
that's what there was a lot of that out there.
If you don't see what we are seeing, then you should go. You see, if you can't see what we are seeing us, then you should go, because we're not seeing with the same eye.
Madam, we were right.
Yes.
But let's talk about that pass. If it was a Popka pass, the English papers, everyone, and the people make noise the people make most noise on social media. Manchester United fans. If that pass related to Apumai and goal was done by somebody who is Popka or somebody else, do you know that it was going to be the headline news? Because that pass, my man, exquisite pass, it doesn't happen. You don't see it regularly in the Premiership.
No, listen, Tshisa. If there's one thing that Arteta has done is trying to put in that team, which I have witnessed because I watch with analyzing that team, is the range of passes. We have with David Luiz, you have Umpolo, and then we have Ukhaga. Those 2 guys have the ability for those long balls to break teams that sit are defended in 2 lines of defense. And they kept doing that pass. Did you see how many times they did that pass and how many times they could have done that pass and did not do it?
Malum, coming on to there, I've noticed what he likes to play Ujaka. Ujaka is frustrates players. There are 2 times that Lacazette, he was running on the shoulder. He plays the ball backwards. He plays the ball sideways. Even
I saw that.
He was doing a run. He doesn't pick those, but he got that thing inside him. Ulushaka has got a good left foot that he can pass long range. But I don't know what's happening with him. And then the same thing, Bellerin on the right side, where Hamba took a good right position to cross a simple thing. He can't do it. But you'll be playing
right. So Mina, my comment to that, Ty, is that Arteta is still working on a team, and you can still see the changes in that team in the way they play. So when they go back to watch those plays, they will correct that. As we see, Arsenal is becoming a different team altogether, and it's going to be different again next year. So
I am not scared, but what I'm afraid of at the same time is that when one player is missing, remember the last game before this one, we're missing KT, Carrington, the team. If you miss one player, the whole team the standards just drops. Missing somebody today.
Marume, I will show you what just watch Game Crystal Palace. and see the Newcastle defense because missing 10 Newcastle Palace. Look at how pathetic
it really big.
Yeah, but Tshisa, all I'm saying is that actually happens with every team. Manchester United, as Brian was saying, Hernandez was completely not there on Saturday. He was not at his best. He shouldn't have played Vele that game over. Vele ubengekho. You understand? Every team will do that. If Liverpool is missing, right now they are missing their defender. And there's problems. They're complaining about defense. They're missing their defense.
They're missing quite a number of defenders. Okay, guys, before we wrap up the show, I want to talk about the Zimbabwe. This day and age, they hire a coach who is European, who is white, and there's a coach who takes a photo of Mind Games Lawa, some juju thing. Zimbabwe lost to Cameroon 1-0 in the Chad. Surely, what do you say about such a coach who believes in Muti when he's coming from Europe? Where's his white? Say because we lost because of the Muti. Do you believe such a thing?
I think it just goes to show.
Those are mind games.
Excuses are corner. That's just pure excuses, because they have to justify a few things with this guy. You have to justify one. Why have you hired a foreigner to coach local players? Because most of Zimbabwean players will be from the local setup. Secondly, you have to justify why you're paying him such a high salary. Because this guy will be paid a huge salary with cars, houses, every benefit you can think of. It's just justification more than anything else of trying to find a way out.
Because what worries me about the hiring of that coach as well, if you look at the Highlanders and the
Platinum.
No, Platinum Stars for sure.
Yeah.
They to let go of that coach because who was previously with Islanders because of this CAF A license and CAF. Does he have those qualifications? Because with CAF they say you can't play in their competitions without the CAF license now.
Yeah, obviously, I think he has an equivalent of UFB certificate. This is why he's allowed to coach his map inside.
No, because that coach of Platinum.
No, that one is not qualified at all. No, that one is a fraud star. He was fired in Kenya. He did qualifications. He was fired in Europe. So he came and Highlanders picked him because it exposed Highlanders also because nobody actually researched and interviewed the guy. The guy, you can Google him, he was fired because he forged a certificate of coaching and the Highlanders gave him a job. Yeah. So what we're saying is about this new coach who tells Zimbabwe that Omar Mutam, because the Cameroonians, they put Juju on the field. This is why we lost the 1-0 to Cameroon. He actually took a picture of himself.
Yeah, I saw the picture on the center set with that dead bet and stuff. But from the beginning, I questioned the hiring of the coach. We don't have money, we don't have all the resources, but we still go and squander them to some guy, maybe was a woodwork teacher as well from the PE teacher that we are talking about. So I don't know. I don't even know the guy. What is his credentials? What makes him there? You understand? It doesn't make any sense.
I saw Marmot Thomas post. He actually welcomed his Zimbabwe national team coach. He might know the name. He might.
Vakunika la uya 1,000 thamu uthakona noma
hayi
$10
mina ndodolana vele hayi akimazi hayi never
Nguluka Z drinking the name of the drink nguluka Z I can't even know the guys.
Ikuthi madoda tina yawonti tina maybe all of us as Kulumaya we are in Europe and we don't believe in these things, but in Africa they do believe those things whether we like it or not. They do believe those things. Well, this guy obviously being European and then saying the same thing. I don't know whether he's from the other coaches and used it as an excuse, but it's nonsensical anyway.
You're pinpointing it exactly because they believe it.
We all know the quality of our players. We know they haven't been playing football for God knows how long now, you know, and then all of a sudden to be lumped with an international game. So the fitness levels were probably going to tell. Probably it's even lucky that they even lost the game just 1-0.
Yeah. Why do you think is if it is only affecting Zimbabwe? Did Cameroon play any games? All these players were affected. Nobody was playing. But was playing, so don't give an
I,
excuse that you were not playing international games. Cameroon wasn't playing as well.
I think the 2 points is that first of all, Lilokuzin is Utebe is saying, because they know people believe in that, therefore they will exploit that to justify all those things. And secondly, I think in Zimbabwe, it's not even anything to do with that. It's just down to selection. They'll always select players that they want rather than select players who are in form, players who are much fitter. So this is where Zimbabwean football suffers. The fact that the other guy might have been fitter, but they didn't pick him at all. They'll pick a guy because this one is knows who's Banimbe, what was Banimbe, things like that.
So Ty, Zimbabwe is playing the next game, is it? Is it Burkina Faso or what?
I think is it Burkina or Mali? I can't remember who they're playing. I think it's Mali.
Faso. So do you think they can still qualify?
It's hard to tell because these local based players. You find that maybe Mali as well, the league is stopped and all those kind. But they've got a good chance because they only lost one game, 1-0, so they still got a chance to go through. But it will only time will tell. We'll see how it goes.
Okay, right. Let's go back to Europe. We visited Zimbabwe. Tell me, the game is about to start? Is it game starting already?
Leicester versus
Chelsea.
Okay, right. You talk about the two teams. Leicester is number 2, and then Liverpool number 3. United on top. Brendan Rodgers is back, is it? Is Liverpool going to regret firing Brendan Rodgers?
No, never. Never. More than anything else, for the first time in my life, I'm hoping that Chelsea wins, or at least it's a draw, to keep us within everything. But again, it's still within Liverpool's hands, so not bothered.
Right.
I think it's going to be a draw.
I think Leicester will win. Chelsea are not playing very well. They even playing against the last win against Fulham. It was one of those 1-0 boring because Fulham was. I think Chelsea, they are not.
Fulham are getting better though.
Yeah, but
they gave Liverpool a good run.
Fulham
gave Liverpool a good run for their money,
No, I don't know why.
You're going
to play that team in the next few days, but
tomorrow.
Unbelievable.
But Fulham were actually robbed against Liverpool. Let's be honest. You remember the game? That draw game.
Tomorrow Manchester United is playing Fulham. Let's talk about that, because if Manchester United doesn't win tomorrow,
no, if Fulham is playing good soccer, you remember, Brian, we spoke about this a while ago, and I said Scott Parker is a good coach who is just lacking quality players in his side. But he's playing good football, Scott Parker at Fulham. Good football. So he does have a chance of winning against Manchester United tomorrow.
Okay.
I see Zonta.
I think they are panicking. Guys,
I'm not panicking. I'm not panicking at all.
Yes.
One thing, our defense is getting better. We know Fulham is struggling for goals. I would say we are the favorites to win that game. But having said that, Fulham have given a few teams quite a good run for their money in the past few weeks.
Okay. Madam, some of comments in Namhlanje, I don't know, because we're waiting for you to read all the comments. We're still about now.
My comment asabona Leicester will win today. Nguzweli Pepe lapana. Udway you must hold off a calf. Okay, that's a mangala abantu lapana uthandeka uthi what Juju what uyala ukuthi into zejuju kasebenzi lapana uthandeka. I'm Liverpool fan, but we are having a lot of problems manje. Our strikers are not doing well. Looking at Man City next 4 games, they will win no one will catch them. Plus, they have game in hand, Man City will take this. Muzweli Pepe lapana, that's their analysis. Ashley, kumele simqhakazeleni izandla lapana uthe malume, thank you very much. We understand Arsenal. You are a true Arsenal fan. You understand Arteta very well. Ashley.
Come on, guys. Ryan, come on.
I am a pick and choose,
Come on,
Usaka Ezra, stop daydreaming. Arsenal at best will be number 10. That Sega Wandi uchonjalo lapana. Chris Ezra Tshisa Man United iphezulu kulokho. All right, so that was those comments ngamadala. So I guess you can give it back to you.
I find it fascinating that Manchester United is on top for the first time in how many years? And all of a sudden, they're talking as if they've won the league.
Yeah,
no. Who is talking about as if they've won the league?
Yeah, is that first league on the title for since 2013, I think.
No. You guys, no.
In all fairness, Machitamina, what I'll say is this year the Premier League is a lot more tougher, and you cannot surely say this one will win because it's still very tough. It's anybody's game.
If you come to think of it, Chelsea were the title contenders. Today,
no, come on. It's always been Man City.
Everyone was
Liverpool.
saying so. When Chelsea were one of the top, I think it was about 4 or 5 games or something. They were title contenders. Today they are just above Arsenal with 2 points or something.
Okay, Chai, let's see recap. Tottenham once led the log. Chelsea was top.
Once there.
Leicester was once on top. Everton was on top. So, like what Umarume is saying, no one
can Arsenal were on top.
You are called at the beginning of the season by default.
Yeah, whatever you call it by default. But Naskumamanda said that game who thought they were running away with it. Liverpool what time I see top guys who Singapore.
No, but Tshisa, you remember when Arsenal beat Man United. Remember when you beat Man United, you were like, you know what? Cecily Mpolo, we will win the game. We'll win the league. All the Arsenal fans are like, oh, you know what? This is our system.
No, he got injured. That's why we were really player back. Guys,
this was his second game.
Can I ask you one thing, Lonkela? Do you think the season to be like this? Is it because there are no fans in the stadium?
Precisely, 100%.
Yeah, it is contributing a lot because the home advantage, I think, is gone now.
100%. One thing I realized, you look at Bobby Firmino, when we're allowed back into the stadiums, even if it was 2,000 fans, and they started singing his song Sesino, he started playing very well. He actually bagged 2-3 goals in a row. As soon as the fans left, Bobby Firmino went back to being weird again.
I think Bobby. Say Bobby went to being Bobby. He's just.
Come on, guys. Come on.
Don't run away from the face. Say Bobby went back to being Bobby.
Come on, you're better than this. Come on.
Malume, can I ask you, Malume, do you think Ozil was fairly treated by Arteta?
Well, Ozil, we've spoken about it many times on this platform, and we can all agree that we all agree that we believe that issue was bigger than Arteta. Arteta had to just do what he had to do, and the way Ozil was treated, most of us Arsenal fans are not happy with it because we believe you'd have contributed a great deal to this particular side, especially with Thomas Partey in the side, because we know how he plays. So Ozil would have been a good part of that team, but unfortunately we don't know what really happened because that issue is much bigger than Arteta.
Okay, but now he's gone. There were talks that the club will be paying 65,000 a week for him. I'm not sure. I can't confirm nor deny that Arsenal will contribute 65,000 a week because his salary was too high. Obviously, the Turkish team won't manage. He's 350,000 a week.
Well, if that's the case, I mean, a contract is a contract. A deal is a deal. If they treated him the way they treated him, he also, I believe, he deserves to get what's due to him, what is due to him. We are born. And all this time, whatever the case was, if the club has to pay him the money, they have to pay the money. He also has to punish the club. This is my feeling. This is my opinion.
Okay.
Jonah
All right.
mali ke licela imali ku-government liza kuthini?
We don't ask for money. We're okay. We have the.
Oh, come on! You just took a loan from the government a week ago.
It's
Come
a
on,
loan.
Tshisa.
You're saying it's a
It's a
loan. When the
loan,
loan
yeah.
they make it
Hayi,
available.
okusalayo ukuthi imali ye-government.
I
Imali
mean,
When they
ye-bank
make it
ne-government
available.
ithiyene. Two different
Right.
things.
Problem ingaphi manje khona apho Brian?
It's because you're
Ingabi
probably the only team in the Premier League
No.
during this
Brian, just
lockdown that have taken
no.
a loan from the
The
Premier League.
first people to
From
to
this
get that money was
lockdown, you put my
Tottenham.
lockdown lay.
Yes,
From
Tottenham
taking a
got that
loan
money
from the
the first
government.
lockdown. The
It's
Tottenham got
taxpayers'
that
money.
first-
Can you imagine using taxpayers' money on football?
There's
Unbelievable.
nothing wrong with that.
You gotta pay
Unbelievable.
back, is it? Eh, even
Brian, into ikhohlwayo ukuthi i-taxpayers money, whose taxes have been paying to the government? Is Arsenal have been not paying taxes?
I
paying
don't know as
even
much as they should.
50%.
They are boycotting ama-tax ozil laba. Siyabazi.
they've been paying
Bank accounts in the
50%.
Cayman Islands. Siyawazi and
Bevulwa ngama-charities kwabo ongama-Hong Kong.
Brian. Emta,
bypass tax.
ngicela umnikeze uBrian. Come on, Brian. Don't talk about finances, man. When it comes to finances, Brian, stay away from the finances.
Stay
Come on,
away.
man. You're better
Come
than
on.
this.
No, guys. Thank you very much. This season is exciting, and the good thing that Gunners are back. Let's see.
I have a feeling next week.
Not long ago, you had this deep in form, and then you won, and then said, Gunners is back. And then got
Babekhona next week sebekhala zoli apparently khona lonke madoda. La khona next week sebekhala khona athetha out futhi banini libo.
Obani. Ubaqambe ngamabizo Brian. Ubaqambe ngamabizo obana babekhala.
Ngaphandle kwamalume, wonke ngaphandle kwamalume.
When these youngsters start getting off form and then they bring on the old horses, William performs.
I'm telling you, man, come on. What is this thing about young players? What is it?
Come on.
I told them the problem with young players is that they'll get to a point, right now they're playing fearlessly. They'll get to a point where now was a out of the game. And that can kill a young kid's confidence. Then also William. Then what?
Tebe, can I ask both of you? Kati, Alexander Trent is an old man. How long has he been playing for Liverpool? Can I ask
on,
you?
that's different quality. Come on.
Lona is now a mature player.
What do you mean he's now mature? He started playing first team last season. What are you talking about?
Come on, he's been playing for 2.5 years.
No, for the first team, he was brought in last season, Brian.
So 2.5 years.
I know,
Klein injured. Klein has been was injured for how long? Almost 24 months.
Yeah, but you've got the youngsters at Manchester United. They're doing well. And you guys are
no youngsters with Manchester United. Don't Jesse Lingard. Jesse Lingard is almost 30 years old.
Come on, Brian. Come on. Behave yourself. Come on, man.
Behave yourself, Brian.
Anyway, guys, we'd like to thank
We're
you so much.
African ages here.
Thank you for your time.
No, but guys, jokes aside, let us put I want you guys to do away with this notion of always trying to bash the young players that are being introduced to the first team. They are being introduced because of their ability and their quality. And they are being surrounded by senior players. And they are playing to what the coach wants. I don't understand why you guys always have a problem with young players playing. If they get injured, they will get injured, just like any other players.
No.
When Rooney came in as a young player, he continued playing forever.
Uncle, it's not about
Uncle.
It's not like slip problem. No.
Young player.
It happens.
What is it? What is it? You have a problem with Arsenal young players, or you have a problem with young players in total?
Everton. You bring up even Rooney when he was at Everton. They had to take him out for about 3-4 weeks. Even Olokuze Trent, when bleeding him, they had to take him out for about 2-3 weeks. These youngsters, the problem is they can get found out quite easily. This is one of the highest quality of standards in terms of quality football in the world. Come on.
Brian. Arsenal is known for producing youngsters. And that
No, they're not
funny.
Your youngsters have been useless. useless.
Brian, come on, Brian. Come on,
useless. Tell me one youngster that's come up the Arsenal ranks that's amazing at the moment in any club in the world.
No.
Who said Kanapi Lampocha? He's playing very well.
Listen here. Brian, you don't know Arsenal.
All right, okay, I've asked you a simple question.
Okay, going away, you guys are not a producing club. You're now a buying club, just like all the other clubs. Period.
Now I have one question for UTY, Umalume, Tshisa. One question, and then I'll keep quiet. One question. Tell me 3 youngsters that have come up through the Arsenal ranks and are fully fledged seniors in international teams or any other club in Europe at the moment. 3.
Do you want me to answer you? Listen, EFL was building a stadium. All the best players
So does that stop producing big young players?
Never keep up. My youngsters and allow you.
No, Brian.
This
I can answer a question with another question. Show me your Liverpool players that you have produced.
There's none. They're buying club Liverpool.
Liverpool, our academy hasn't. Our academy player. I've never boasted about Liverpool academy because it's only now that in the past 6-7 years that Liverpool academy has been reset up.
Yeah, but
it's only in the 5-6 Otherwise, everything was being filtered through Crew Alexander and the local clubs in Merseyside.
Show me one player produced by Liverpool playing outside Liverpool. Show me one.
This is what I'm saying. In the past 5 to 6 years, this is when the Liverpool Academy has been reset up. Everything else was being filtered and relied on.
Tshisa.
Hold on, Liverpool relies on Southampton. Look at the players at Liverpool now. They were almost up 15 in Southampton. Don't even go there. All your players you buy from Southampton because you can't produce anybody. Oh,
excuse me.
So in that same token, then can you in the same token then big up Man United's academy then?
No, how many players?
I need to players who have left the clubs, those respective clubs, and are now performing either at international level or for their countries.
Which players Manchester United have produced the tables?
Rashford came through the academy.
Even Paul Pogba was much juniors in Manchester United.
Manini phela amention sikhuluma ngekule reference.
The other academies is the Chelsea academy. All the other academies have been very poor over the past few years in the country.
No. Don't even go there to talk about Chelsea. Chelsea's got no academy. Chelsea buys youngsters and loan them to teams all over Europe.
That's an academy set up still. The fact that they buy them under, as long as they buy them. The rules say that as long as they buy them under the age of 20, they don't sign a professional contract. As long as they haven't signed a professional contract, they are seen as Chelsea youth players. Period.
Ty, I won't tell you, Brian. He hasn't
they've been signing players. They've been banned.
There's like hundreds of them. Hundreds of them.
Who has played in the first team then?
So Loftus-Cheek, Mason Mount.
Hold on there, Brian. When I was here, don't give credit to Chelsea Academy because Chelsea Academy.
I am not saying that. It's nothing to do with credit.
Right. If Chelsea has been going all over Europe, finding youngsters and buying them from that team and let that club develop it. And then when these players are okay now, around 20, they bring them to Chelsea. So don't give them as if these academies.
I understand what you're saying, and I fully agree. I've never been a big fan of the Chelsea setup. But in the Premier League books right now, those players are Chelsea youth players. They came through the system. As far as the books say, they came through the system. How it happened, where it happened, Auxelandal, they are system players.
That's why they're banned from buying players. They're pedophiles. They've been going out getting these youngsters the money. Anyway, Liverpool is quality. One club I don't understand is Manchester United. My opinion, the experienced coach who is ready to compete. Leicester is unstoppable. Arsenal has found their rhythm. I no longer do football. I have spent the most part of my life as a football player. Thank you for the show. Abantu babala ukuthi Arsenal should not be ruled out of the title because it's only 13 points.
This is give it 4 weeks. 4 weeks. Let's come back in 4 weeks.
I met an old man this weekend who is a die-hard Liverpool fan. He's worried. He said Liverpool will finish fourth. I can't say no, but that man always tells me what is going to happen. He said this year Liverpool will finish fourth. He told me that.
That's the Lotto numbers on Friday.
All right. Liverpool will finish fourth.
Yeah, I was good in that defensive default Liverpool. One of these days they're going to get found out. I think I didn't get a chance to comment about why United didn't win that game. I think we needed a striker, a focal point to trouble that central defense, Liana. And anyway, playing or Rashford, who would like to go to the wing, that never would have given those guys any problems at all. Because on the wings, corner, you've got Trent, you've got Robinson, who are very established. They would have managed to stop that attack. So they needed to have somebody who was there at the center as a focal point, or even to play a twin strike force.
All right, guys, thank you very much for your time.
Before I go, Ezra, before we comment encane lapana Brian just made allegations angekho right are serious nge people's team ukuthi ayizeke producer afana abancane. It was a very bad allegation ngoba kunabafana abanjabo Karen Gibbs, they were from juniors Arsenal. Baneng abaneng afana juniors Arsenal afana Slabo Colum Chambers bakhona abo Netland Niles bakhona, all those boys are from the juniors Arsenal. What are you talking about?
Mina, what I asked you guys was, can you tell me 3 players that are playing for a national side or playing for top teams in Europe? 3. Fabregas is a top quality player from the Barcelona setup.
Benguvalela nje Brian, even Alex Iwobi osedlaleli Everton was at Arsenal juniors.
Oh, come on.
Ngiyakuvalela all those players. Kieran Gibbs, juniors, Colum Chambers, juniors.
Umbuzo wami, national team or the top sides in Europe. That's what I said. National team or top sides in Europe. Kieran Gibbs, come on, give it a rest, fella.
I think one day we need to make this subject a topic to discuss about it, because I saw so many Leicester leading 1-0.
Easy, quick one. And just before we go, Wayne Rooney won his first game as the Derby full-time manager. So that was very interesting that we've lost Wayne Rooney to retirement.
Big team with Bournemouth.
Yeah, big team.
That's a big scalp to claim.
Easy goal for Chelsea as well, for Leicester City here by Wilfred Ndidi. Yes, brother, do it for the
team. I think we need to make these youngsters a topic, because you've seen there's you see all these teams, they don't produce youngsters. It's a problem. These players, these youngsters, they go through depression. There's a program that keeps going. When they go through depression, they go through everything. How they're being released by these academies. In the
clubs. Do you know why? You know what? I listened to Totally one time. He said, these youngsters, English players, most of them, they have this self-entitlement idea in their heads. Well, I'm English, I'm British. Once they get signed by a big club, they don't then look to improve. Once they get signed by a big club, they just decline from there on. They don't go forward. Look at the likes of drop or Ronaldo, but now those players, when they finished their careers, they were at the top.
No, you remember.
We really need to discuss it because of our players. All these players, a lot of these academies, they come about 300-400
Leicester
players.
1, Chelsea 0.
400 players, but none of them can play for the first team. You find that in the first team, there's none from the academy. All players,
you remember
science
Lapana who visions rate Dala, and I used to give you guys tips about the youngsters coming up from different clubs. Moros Barkley and them lot. I used to be involved in the youth setups, and I'll tell you what the problem is with English players. It's the coaching, period. It's the coaching. The coaching for English players is terrible because Ababa coach on a technical level. It's different from from the Spanish way, German way, the English coaching setup. It's getting better now because now you're starting to see the likes of how many attacking midfielders we're getting in the country that are not dependent on size, blah, 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 all these things. But there was a thing even in English football where they'll say, oh, you're less than 5'5", you're not good enough. Oh, yeah, you're doing this, you're not good enough. I'll shoot you from the box, you're not good enough. You have to be strong. Your thighs need to be like this. Your feet need to be looking XY direction in order for you to be good enough.
You know your calves, they must look like ESR, ML Smith row. You see his calves are like this Aston Villa boy. No.
Come on, leave our boy alone.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's a comment. It's a compliment. It's a compliment.
But with Dalo England, no to no Jalo.
Aston Villa lo omuhle kakhulu lo Tomba lo mfana lo
Unjani time mfana muhle.
Yeah, that's how you compliment. You have never been to Mzansi. That's how.
Grealish man is suspect very bad.
That's how you compliment players.
Grealish likes dark skin.
That's how you do. You say, I'm mush. Hey, who meet?
Mush.
Yeah, Thomas Partey, mush.
Coaching a youth setup is horrible, to be honest. That's the problem. The youth setup coaching was horrible in England.
You know what? On this one, Brian, I want to agree with you, and this is why, we had youngsters playing beautiful soccer at the people's team because the technical coaching was amazing down there.
Brian, honestly, can I ask you a quick question?
No. Yeah.
In the youth setup in Aleo Kulumangayo, are these boys taught to dribble?
No.
Because why I'm asking that question, and one thing I've noticed, like when I was taking Umpana Meporeni, these youngsters, when they get cornered, you know how Okocha used to, he will come out. Are these boys encouraged to use their dribbling skills or to even invent their own? Because I don't think they do. All he thinks about is to blast the ball against you and win a throw in or win a corner.
Setup coaching Britain was England mainly. Set up on my triangles. 1-2 and go, 1-2 and go, 1-2 and go. That's what it's been set up for. So as a result, that's why even when Arsene Wenger came into to England, he transformed them, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, they can pass the ball. This looks beautiful. This looks brilliant." It's because when I say 1-2 go, under pressure, most of them don't know what to do with the football. That's why Bebele mover. That's why woof ball, kick it as high as you can, and good luck. This is where the problem. So because we are getting a lot more international coaches coming to this country that are helping, especially in my junior setups. But Wahamba test Parkama under nines, most of them are just taught 1-2 run, 1-2 run.
Right. You know the difference with the English or the England? The problem is, your children in Tar, they believe that is only academy. They don't have time to play as kids like all other countries, or Brazil, or Africa, Nigeria. This is why they can't dribble. Let me take my.
They know how to dribble. Even if they do know, it's not encouraged on the pitch. It's not encouraged on the pitch.
No, very dribble should never be encouraged because it promotes over selfish. But when I'm saying the technical ability of the kids, it develops when these kids play around as children on their own. When they go to it, they grow up knowing. I'm a players. That's why if you look at all those players who are dribbling, they're from South America and all that. Messi. Look at Messi at 6-5 years old. When your coach where they played, when they were so most of these England, abantwana basuke endlini yangini without spaces ingekhoyo uya kwa academy ayithena like what Brian is saying ufaka ama-cons 1-2 pass 1-2 pass so i-technical ability ayibonakali yomntwana ne-dribbling yabehlule engazama udribble uyakwazi ucoach ubezathathwela ibhora leliyana so kids need ukuthi badlale e-England kabakho akula ma-clubs where children can go and play on their own.
I second you.
But they're wasting all these five-a-side pitches, Ben.
This thing it programs at a young age to be remote controlled. This is how you play football. That's how you are taught.
Yes.
Wherever you go, that's how you play. You understand? But if you've got your own styles, own skills that you enhance
yeah,
that doesn't leave you. It doesn't go away from you. It stays with you wherever you go.
And you know what's
but then if you flip that argument, then and also Tatake West African and abadlalayo nani lokurate and nani flowers and then you play them against these guys. Why is it fewer then?
Balance and you've got to get the balance right. The coaching setup. That's what we don't have. There's got to be a point where you take these kids into a coaching setup.
Besides the coaching setup, what you should tell them, one, there are no incentives. So in nutrition, you can't be eating what's food beef, food yam. All those things are contributing. Africa,
it's true.
Nutritionist. Boy, these children eat bread. Whatever is this bread is that's the difference.
It's true. You can't your starch value will be just heavy. You're not moving properly.
Yeah, very semi-professional. So
I just think anything that's telling which is if you look at how a lot of English players can't play football outside England. Even in Wales, they can't play England in Wales. They can't play England in Scotland. They can't play football in Scotland. They can't because it's a serious game, man. That's why even when they go to Italy, they struggle.
All right, I think we have heard it, guys. Thank you so much, Marume. Thank you.
No, thanks, Machita. Watch out for Ateta. He's coming for you.
Okay. All right, Tebe. Thank you.
Sure, Baba.
All right, Ty. Ty.
Thanks, Tshisa.
And the crying scouser, Brian, is over at the microphone. Bye.
You'll never walk alone.
Thank you, guys. Bye. Cool. Thank you very much. That has been talking soccer, talking football. Thank you so much, guys. God bless you all. Bye-bye.